Hey friends, and welcome to another episode of Taco King Art. If you remember from previous episodes, I was kind of struggling with coloring a comic book consistently, so I decided to take a step back and do some online training. In addition to that, I also decided to take some screenwriting classes in order to improve my storytelling skills, and here's a little bit of what that went like. Okay, so as part of this endeavor into coloring better, I ended up looking at 3 different artists. And the first artist I looked at offered a paid class over on a website called 21 Draw. And it was called Mastering Light and Shading with Aveline Stokart. And Aveline is a visual development artist and a comic book artist working out of Belgium. And her classes ended up being about 2 hours worth of training. And overall, this was a really good class. She teaches you how to study light, shadows, and color. She teaches you a lot about reflections. I learned a lot about blending modes in Procreate and how you create meaning through color. I also really like how she took the same piece of art and she showed you how to color it to reflect a certain time of day. So with the same image, you're going to learn how to color a daylight scene and an overcast scene and a sunset. You'll learn how to do sunset light and also a night scene. So overall, I feel like this was a really comprehensive course, and I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in this class because it's one of the better classes that I've ever taken online for art. Okay, so the next class I took was more like a free tutorial on YouTube by an artist whose channel is called Jaywalker Pictures. And the video that I specifically watched was called The Secret to Painting Color and Light. And Jaywalker's method of seeing and painting color made a lot of sense to me. And, you know, everyone has like a little bit of a different method on how to approach color. But he shows you exactly how he picks his colors and how he chooses what's in the light and what's in the shadow and how he selects that light or that shadow color. So if you have 45 minutes, I think this is a great video to watch, and I'll link it in the description. The last artist was a guy named Benjionpaper, and it wasn't a class per se. It was just a guy showing his process for coloring a page with only 2 markers. And I really liked how he defined what's in the shadow and what's in the light with only the 2 markers. He layers the marker to get deeper colors. He also has a very analog process, and it's just very satisfying to watch him color. So after all the color training, I also took the time to take some classes at the Second City in Chicago's Old Town neighborhood. If you've never heard of the Second City, it's a school for people who are interested in acting, sketch comedy, improvisation. They also have some classes on writing and directing. I was taking a screenwriting class this time around, but I've also taken a few acting and improvisation classes there, mainly because I'm an introvert, and these classes are really good at helping introverts like myself get out of our own heads. I noticed that when I take these classes, I feel more confident when I have to speak in front of a large audience. And these classes are some of the most fun and cathartic classes I've ever taken in my life. Like, I feel like I come out of the acting and improv classes like sweating, crying, like cry laughing, and absolutely wired. They are a lot of fun. I just can't say enough good things about the school. It's an absolute treasure, and I think that it's also a great form of therapy. So for those of you that don't respond well to traditional therapy or seeing a therapist, you might want to try a school like this. Unfortunately, the classes are on the expensive side, but it's not like you're paying college tuition or anything like that. They're like $400 a class. They're about 8 weeks and about 3 hours each class, so it is pretty intensive, but you get out of it what you put into it. It's basically on you to do really well in these classes, and the acting classes are challenging because you have to memorize pages and pages of a script, and the screenwriting classes are also challenging. I've never written so much in my life, not even in college. You also have to convey ideas for a storyline or a script that you see in your head, but you have to find a way to convey it to others. And sometimes the storylines are very absurd or ridiculous or funny. And funny is relative, right? You know, some people get it, some people don't. And comedy can be very hit or miss. I couldn't film inside the classes, but at least I captured the general space. Some of the alumni include Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert, Amy Poehler. They also have online classes, but for the type of stuff that they teach, this is one of those experiences where you have to go in person to get the most out of it. But I am so glad that I went to the school and for my experiences there. So after the screenwriting class, I was usually starving, so I would pick a different restaurant to try out every week. And this particular week, I tried a restaurant called DJ's Great Room, which was maybe like a 5-minute drive away from the second city. I had driven by it before, and it had a nice vibe. So when I went there, it was past midday and not quite dinner time, so it wasn't crowded at all. The atmosphere was very nice, and I decided to order a grilled cheese sandwich with the tomato soup and a side salad and an iced tea. So in summation, I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Taco King Art channel. I hope to post another art video very soon. Until then, take care, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next one. We are coming upon my dear friend in the forest here. Do you see? Do you see my dear friend yet? Isn't my dear friend cute?